You know what? It really sucks booty when you know you have the skills and the capabilities to achieve the level of success you want to achieve, but aren't quite there yet, or you feel like you deserve it and you're not there yet, or you've put in so much time and you're still not where you feel you should be. I know what that feel like, and you just gotta face reality. You haven't become the person you needed to become yet in order to get those things yet. And I had to realize this myself. So in this video, I kind of want to go over the 7 mistakes that I've made that's been preventing me from hitting 10K per month. And it's so doable, guys. You have no idea how doable it is. I'm not going to be shitting on my previous accomplishments because I am grateful for the things that I've accomplished over the past 15 years. But all the businesses I've done over time is probably few that I haven't tried. But I know what it feels like to be like, hey, I've been doing this for so long. I've been everywhere. I've done the thing. I've done all the right things. Or you feel like you've done the right things, but in all actuality, it's an inner thing. I'm not even going to lie. And just so you can have a better understanding, guys, I got my notes right here on the side of me, just so I can stay on pace with this video. But I really do want to share some important insights with you because I don't want you to make these same mistakes, or if you are making these mistakes or feel like you're in this same rut, I kind of want you to do some inner soul searching. But just to give you a quick synopsis on the things I've done over the past 15 years that been making me feel like this. And this really happened last year in 2022 when I opened up my Etsy shop. And with so many things that were going on in Q4 of 2022, I really had to do some soul searching, right? Because over the past 15 years, I've sold physical products, digital products. I had a brick and mortar store, retail. I did network marketing, affiliate marketing. I've done services, web design, graphic design. I've even done coding, web development, because I do know HTML, CSS, and PHP. I've done consulting. I've published a book. I'm a published author. I have a self-publishing company. I've started a clothing brand where we actually make the clothing. I've done drop shipping. I've done so many things, and I feel like with the knowledge and the skills that I have, I should be so much further, right? And you probably feel the same way. Like, I know I'm good. You probably saying to yourself, hey, I know I'm good. I know I can do this. I can feel it. I'm supposed to be here, but you're not. And that's because you have to transition into that person. And to be truthful with you, I was very disappointed in myself after realizing and really doing a real brutal evaluation of myself and basically kicking myself in the ass type of reflection in order to start correcting these things. I mean, it's kind of like AA, I call anonymous meetings, where you have to first admit that you are needing help and are struggling, and you have to be honest about what your problem is before you can actually get help. So it's the same way in your business. If you're not where you're supposed to be or feel like where you're supposed to be, basically because apparently you haven't become the person, that's why you haven't gotten there yet. But what's been holding you back? So here's a few things that I found myself doing, and I hope it helps you avoid these things or help you think about maybe that's what you're doing. So first things first, my blessing and my curse. I have too many ideas. I'm a multi-passionate person. I get bored easily. I like new things. I like to learn. I like to be educated. I like to learn something new every day. So I'm full of ideas. It's a blessing and it can be a curse because it can have you bouncing all over the place, which it did if you don't have a balance to it. Also, number 2, I spread myself too thin. Like, I try to do all the things. I am a one-woman show. I am a solopreneur, so I have to be realistic. I'm not superwoman and trying to be a mom and do a business and go to work, and there's only 24 hours in a day, and sometimes I spread myself too thin, and I was spreading myself too thin. That was another issue. Number 3, I'm paying for a lot of shit I didn't need, right? I'm a techie person. I like software. I like tech. As you know, my background is in web development, design, coding. So that's all software. That's SaaS, right? That's that's a lot of SaaS I have. And my tech stack was humongous. I mean, for my tech alone, $1,000 a month. And that's
just on my tag.
like, it was ridiculous because I like to try different stuff. So it's like, and then you might forget to cancel something and it's just crazy. Or you had a free trial and you forgot to cancel it. So you get charged for it. Then you decide you keep it or you think you need it. It was just too many things I was paying for that I really didn't need or didn't utilize because it was not a money making, producing item for that time. Now, did I eventually get it or need it? Maybe yes, but I didn't need it then. So what I mean by paying for things that you don't need, you're probably paying for things that you don't need right now. Get it later, but not right now. And also what I've learned, number 4, I niched too narrow. You got to think about it, guys. I've been in this game since 1999. Okay. So, and I'm still not a millionaire. Okay. So it's a problem, right? I had to think about this. Like, I've been doing this for so long, and you probably too, not taking away all the things you've accomplished along the way, but just you feel like you should be further or know that you have it in you to be further. And you have that belief in yourself. So if you do, you're going to do what's needed to correct it. If you're not even willing to do what's needed to correct it, then you're going to forever be stuck. But luckily enough, I'm not that stubborn to where I'm not looking at the situation. When I first got in the industry back in 99, you had to niche, right? You need to focus on one thing and one thing only and this, that, and the third, where I've always felt deep down inside that it can be more, but I didn't understand how to put it into more. You got to think about it. You only can do what you can do with the knowledge you have at that time. And if you weren't aware at that time, you don't know to do it. You don't know what you don't know. And I've been talking about this, and I talked about this a couple of years ago, matter of fact, that I need to switch the way I'm thinking about a niche or niche. Depends on where you live and how you pronounce it. Don't give me BS in the comments, please. But you know what I'm talking about. If you know what I'm talking about, don't try to correct nothing. So I niched too narrow. I didn't give myself enough room to really market, in a sense, especially with a brick and mortar. You are limited to a radius of people in that vicinity to come to your store. That's why a lot of people go online and stuff like that to broaden out their range of customers, right? So that was another issue that I had to realize I did in the past. Also, number 5, I was trying to be everywhere, but I didn't have the bandwidth to be everywhere. I know you hear Gary V, everybody like be everywhere. You should be pushing out 10 times the amount of content and this, then, and third. And that's great. Gary V, Grant Cardone, Alex, all of them can push out 100 pieces of content a week. That's because they have the team. Gary V alone by himself is not pushing out 100 pieces of content. It would be literally impossible for him to record the videos, edit the videos, flip the videos, make a post, make a memes. He would spend most of his day doing that and not running a business. So Gary V and all of them are able to push out that amount of content because they're at that point in their careers and in their life that they are allowed to do that. Now they're pushing those types of things onto other people whose situation is not the same. And I don't agree. Yes, I feel like people can or should put out more content, but to be honest with you, if you're a one man or one woman show, you do not have the bandwidth to do that. Especially if you're just getting started and you don't have the capital and the money to hire somebody to do these things for you, to repurpose your content, to put you all over the place. So I was trying to do all the things by myself without the bandwidth. So I'm trying to go to work, cook, clean, do laundry, raise a family, come, record, edit, try to be everywhere and do all the things. And I'm only one person, right? I don't have a team. It was periodic times where I did outsource. I did have at one time a full-time VA to help me with certain things. And it was like I was doing that crap too damn soon. Or maybe I was doing it and not long enough, which brings me to number 6. And that was I was focused on the wrong things. I'm focusing on with, Gary V and all of them and telling me be everywhere. I'm focused on trying to be everywhere, and that's not the right thing to focus on when you're in the beginning of your business. You should not be focusing on that. What you should be focusing on are money producing activities, not trying to be everywhere. Let's work on cash flow first. So it was kind of like I was focused on the wrong things. And if you find yourself in that situation where you're trying to be everywhere, the main thing you need to focus on in the beginning is bringing in income. If it's not making you no income, you don't need to be doing it. You're focusing on the wrong thing. You ain't focused on the right thing. And last but not least, number 7, not being consistent enough. Okay. I'm not saying that I'm not a go-getter, I'm not a hustler, or I don't work hard. I do all those things. However, I'm not consistent with all those things because I was too busy doing all the other things, which were burning me out. And I couldn't be consistent because I was draining bandwidth I did not have. To be honest with you, I had to think about these 7 things. I mean, I was really honest with myself. Like, D, you have too many ideas, but you got to get them out of your head. You got to do this. You got to focus on being better and spreading yourself too thin. And you don't need to spread yourself too thin, D. You need to back up, think about what's needed, what's going to be money making, producing activities to grow your business. And so that way you can do all the things and later on, and then, stop paying for things that you don't need. Stop doing this, stop doing that. So it was like, okay, I had to kick myself in the behind and say, look here, this is what I'm going to do. So this second half, if you want to know what I've been doing, stick around. But in the meantime, if you like this type of honesty and this type of content, because I am very down to earth person, go ahead and hit like and subscribe so that way you can be notified when I upload more videos similar to this one and others. But here's what I've been doing to correct things or helping me in my mind. First things first, I've dedicated myself to becoming 1% better a week. And I say a week because I want to work on one thing for the week, right? For the whole week, that one little tweak. So like 1% for the whole week. If you think about it, over a 12-month period of time, that's 52% better in yourself. Halfway there, right? Some progress is better than no progress. So I didn't want to spread myself too thin. Focusing on one little tweak to get better during the week. I should be 52% better by the end of the year overall, right? And these don't have to be business goals. It can be drinking more water. As you guys know, I'm a Pepsi drinker. Maybe my goal or my 1% change for the week would be to drink at least 1 gallon of water a day or something like that, because I barely drink water. But that can be a thing for you, not necessarily business wise, but it can also be used on a personal level as well. Also, I've been working very hard on my consistency. I did that because I actually put a plan in place. I'm a planner. My planning has been off lately just due to a lot of things that's been going on, but I needed to figure out a plan that works for who I am, the type of person I am, the lifestyle, what's going on in my life and things like that. I cannot work on somebody else's plan because that person isn't me. I think a lot of us try to fit in the bubble, like, okay, they do it like this, maybe, I'm gonna try to do it like this, but it doesn't really fall in line with who you are as an individual, so it throws you off. So you really got to be honest with yourself and know you and what you need to do and kind of find something that's more tailored to who you are, so that way you can stick to your goals. Instead of spreading myself so thin and trying to be everywhere and do all the things, I've decided to primarily focus on one platform and one platform only, which I've decided to be YouTube. So I won't be putting out major content on like Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Twitter, all of those other things, and all those other places, Facebook and things like that. I'm going to be primarily focused on YouTube, and that's going to be my main go-to. Now, the reason why I say I'm only focusing on one platform, and some of you might boo me in the comments for this because it's natural or out there common that a person should at least have 2, right? They should at least have a way that they can be found in search and also like a social media. So like your search networks are more like YouTube is a search, Google is a search. So if you're looking at search, that's video on YouTube. If you're looking at search in Google, that's website, blog, things like that. Pinterest is also used as a search engine. People search Pinterest for things in the type of buyer mindset. Etsy, people search Etsy for certain things. They're in a buyer mindset because it's a marketplace. But so far as your promotional efforts is either going to be YouTube, Google on a website, or Pinterest, right? Those are searches. And then a social media is like the TikTok, the Instagram, the Twitter. Those are more like social media type of networks. So they say you should have one of each. I'm not with that crap. Okay? I can't, right? Because I cannot focus on all of the things. I have to be focused, and I need to focus on one single platform. And I decided to go ahead and go all in on the Tubi. Okay. Also, I really flipped my mindset about the niche. Now, I've seen on YouTube and other places, and I know this to be fact, a lot of people are searching around like, how do I find my niche? What should my niche be? What niche is the best niche for a YouTube channel? Which is the best niche for Etsy? What is the best? Everybody want to know what the best niche is or niche is. But here's my answer to that. Stop focusing solely on the niche. Focus on the person. It's themselves. So I kind of flip that. So I look at it differently. So like I'm switching up my Etsy store and things like that to reflect this. I haven't done it yet because for most of Q1, I've been like revamping everything, really soul searching, really doing some inner reflection to be able to bring all this information. So most of my goals start for Q2, right? Which we're not in as of yet, as of recording this video. I am more so looking at the person I'm serving. So if you start thinking about the person you serve, then you can think about the products and services that you want to offer to that person, what that person is going to need. Stop focusing on the product first and then trying to focus on, okay, this is the product I have. What type of people would like this product? So you're working it the traditional way. That's how it was. Or to focus solely on dog and dog. But dog moms need other things too. They don't need just dog. They might need some training material for themselves. They might want a dog mom shirt, which is not dog related items, it's human related items. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you can think of the product line after you find the person you want to serve, and let the person you want to serve be your niche or your niche. Okay. So that's kind of how I'm doing it. So I'm not focused more on product niches. I'm more focused on niching on the individual. Also, I decreased my tech stack, which saved me a ton of money. So now when you think about it, if you take away your expenses, and this is how we're so used to thinking about it. It's not us being lazy. We actually be thinking about, we keep adding to our plate, getting more knowledge, doing this, doing that. We keep adding all the things, not subtracting the other things that were already there. So I actually subtract now before I add. So that's how I'm doing it. So if I want something, before I get it, I have to think about what I'm going to take away first before I get it, instead of just adding and adding on. So that's saving me a lot of stress, guys. So these tips are for you. So in case and I'm trying to give you some thought process on how I'm thinking behind these things that I've came up with that I'm doing for myself. I decrease my tech stack and, start thinking about outside the box on different ways to do different things instead of just running to pay for it, right? Also focusing on money producing activities first. I'm not even gonna lie. I was getting ready to build an actual WordPress website for myself. Okay. Since I knew I was doing this pivot, this shift. And that's a whole nother discussion for a whole nother video. But I was about to focus on my website. But I had to say, wait a minute, hold on. That's not a money making producing activity right now. I don't need to do that right now. I need to be recording my YouTube video. Why am I sitting here about to plan a website? That's not using the energy I have and the dopamine and the excitement that I have in the correct way to use that dopamine up on building a website when I could come do a whole YouTube video for you. And I was like, scratch this website. It can wait. Also, the best thing I can say I did for myself, guys, is I implemented a project management system into my business. And I like to call it a brain organization system because I really never stick to anything. But the system I've been using recently has been helping me tremendously. And it helps me better understand my quarter two goals. It makes sense for me in a way that makes sense for me so I can stick to it, because I have a habit of trying different things, and I've tried a ton of softwares, and all these different things, they never really were me. So I never really stuck to the plan because the planning system I was using wasn't working for me. But again, it's different strokes for different folks, and you don't know until you use it. What I'm using to make like this all happen and gave me so much clarity so far is ClickUp. I've been using ClickUp. ClickUp is a project management software. You don't have to be a big company to use it. It helps you prioritize your tasks. It helps you organize. It has a goal feature in there, so you can put your goal in there, and then you can actually organize the targets to hit your goals. And I feel way, way better in my goal setting process. I feel better with getting the task done. The software is very intuitive, clean. It is not confusing. It allows me to click a box and it's checked, and I can actually see my progress, and that's how I've been using it. There's also a document section inside of ClickUp, and this is where I do my brain dump. This is where I dump all of those extra ideas that start coming into my head. I use a document and I just write it down and get it out my mind, so that way if later on I can go ahead and go back to that. I've tried so many things before ClickUp. I've tried Asana. I've done Trello. I've done Airtable. As you guys know, I've done Notion. You didn't seen and heard about it on this channel. And if not, they're in older videos. And also, I left my older videos on here too, so you can see the various things: network marketing, affiliate marketing, KDP. I've done it all, guys. I'm telling you. But each one of these softwares, they do have their pros and their cons for managing your task and planning. But I could never stick to those other ones I've used. It was just too complicated sometimes to stick to those things. And it was just a lot, for me to stick with. And therefore, I did not stick with it. But when I tried ClickUp, guys, it worked for me. If you're finding yourself like in a similar situation where it's like you're using certain softwares and you're trying to plan, but you feel like, in the way I felt, like, oh, this ain't for me, or I can't seem to stick to it, and you really want to live up to the potential that you're trying to get to, the level of success that's success for you, you're gonna need some organization to do it. I've done the pen and pad. I've done them all, guys. But I highly recommend, if you find yourself struggling, go ahead and give ClickUp a try and see if it works for you. I'll have a link below in the description for you, so you can go there and try it out. By using my link, you can get a forever free plan, so you don't have to pay for anything. It's free, so you can try it out and see how it would do for you, because that might work for you. Like, if you tried a lot of different things and you haven't found something that worked, give that a try. Or you can try the other ones that I mentioned if you haven't given them a try as well. But I highly would recommend that you give ClickUp a try, because that's what I've been using, and it's been so helpful to me in organizing my quarter two goals and beyond. Guys, that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful. Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments some things that you're struggling with in the next videos coming up. I will be talking about different other things, probably mentioning how to use the ClickUp, or something like that. So you could just go ahead and put your comments or questions below. I do answer them. Have a blessed day. Bye.